What's up, WWE Champions? I'm pretty excited about this preview. We are looking at Bray Wyatt, Muscle Man, and we're doing a community trial right now. So all of you received Bray on your accounts today at Reset. And as we go into this superstar today, and as we look at him, I know so many of you are excited to see him in the game with a fresh iteration of a real gimmick or persona that he portrayed himself rather than something we created for this MLC. So let's see what's going on with Bray Wyatt, Muscle Man. We've all got him at 6-star bronze today. Talent level as high as it can get there, and he's just under 10 million max health. It looks like his primary gym colors, the ones with the highest damage, are black and red. So kind of a throwback to the original Striker Bray that so many of us got. I believe that one was Eater of Worlds, right? As we look at his trainer ability, max trainer ability is botched gems do 75% more damage, and green moves start with 2 more move points. So he's boosting botch and he is charging green moves. He has a Legends era link, no available gear as of this recording. And we're going to look at a couple of different builds with him today and look at those moves. His moves are black, red, and purple. His first build I wanted to show you, I think is kind of the one that naturally right out of the gate it piqued my interest. And so it has one of the most powerful things in this game. The pin bar will not move. So anytime you have a move that says the pin bar will not move, it's worth seeing where that fits and how that fits in the best thing. So not only does it have a pin bar will not move, that is also a reversal move. So we have 2 really strong features tied into the Uranagi. So at 6-star bronze, we're going to deal 182k damage and make 49 random gems into black gems. So that's the entire board, and the pin bar will not move. Also, it has a reversal, right? So if you are, while being submitted, break submission and then deal 942k damage. Gems broken during break submission do not deal damage to opponent, cannot break submission when in danger, and the cooldown duration is 1 turn. So that looks like a really, really fun and strong way to start a moveset. So we're going to want to charge that red MP to make sure that we can go into this right out of the gate. After we make those black gems and charge both of our black moves, we're going to throw on the Mandible Claw, and it's going to generate 36 random submission gems to do 438k damage for 3 turns, while submission gems are on the gem board. And remaining submission gems then turn into multiplied gems, strength of 5. So pretty robust. If we can keep most of those multiplies on the board, when we hit Sister Abigail, the finisher, we're going to deal, what is that, 1,200,000 damage and 49 random gems into red and pin the opponent. And what that'll do is recharge here and set this cycle up for another turn if we need it. And so initially I thought the best thing to do would just be to throw my gem damage coaches. I chose this entourage because I think these are the ones that the majority of the community has been working on and building up. So we have our black gems do 12k more, red gems do 12k more, black gems do 12k more. You can sub out and maybe do Showboat Bulldog to get those red gems at like 45%, or Piper Nevin, I think she does red gems 30%. While charging, you could use Nikki ASH here if you don't have King Nakamura. So I'm not sure there's a wrong way to build this set, because you're doing 49, right? You're blowing up the board into black, and then you're blowing up the board into red. right? And so it's about equal. So you can use the best trainers you have available for this moveset. So I think this is just a preview strap. That's right. I put on some fun metals that I have. So this is a strap that's going to deal, I think, 30% gem damage. Let me get this visible here. Yeah, 30% gem damage strap. And I have got the Eye of the Tiger plate. This kind of feels redundant, but when you break 3 or more red gems, gain 3 black move points. Now this is one of my defensive stance red, one of my favorite plates. Whenever you break 4 red gems, decrease your opponent's gem damage by 80% for 1 turn. So it'll be a lot harder to kick out once you hit that big move, that big finisher with all those red gems. Well, let's take Muscle Man on the road and see how it goes. Well, here we are on the road. As you can see, we got our red move fully charged. And it's going to deal 49 random gems into black and not move the pin bar. So let's go ahead and hit it. I'm going to turn down the speed so you can see the damage pop up. Then we're going to hit the submission move. Mandible Claw. I've got it down on 1 speed. So let me turn it up just a little bit. Hitting just below 500,000 per sub. But look at all those juicy multiplies. Notice the damage taken. And let's hit that finisher. Make 49 into red. See if we deal 8 million damage here to knock him out. About 5 million. A little over 5 million. But that's all we needed. All right, so we're going to look at another move set for Bray now, and we're going to try triple red. It looks like triple red is doing a lot of the same things, create black, right? And the pin bar's not going to move, but we're going to create a center column of multiply gems, strength of 11. That's pretty robust. And then we're also going to be able to create a 1x7, so that's a full row area, and swap into red gems. It looks like it should recycle really easy. It looks like, so if there were like perks that boost red, this is a kind of a simple loadout that might get us really quick results. I have not battle tested it yet, so this is a true preview. We're going to preview the results together. So you might have noticed in my entourage, the one person I switched out was Matt Hardy. So you may not have Matt Hardy, but you're just going to want to put whoever your best multiply gem modifier is. If you have Sherry, great, right? If you don't, if you just have maybe Striker Andre, he can also go big and charge your red MP as well as increase your mod. Okay, so it's one center column. I wonder if I can recharge that without cascading to create a second one. Let's try this one. Will it stand? Okay. Oh gosh, the cascade, of course. Man, I had it on the first hit. Yeah, so not quite cascade proof. I thought maybe I could set up a second row of multiply. Let's try this again. Oh, you can't. Okay, so here's a discovery. Only the center column, right? I know I read it in the preview when we were out in the loading screen, but it just didn't click mentally. So only the center column is going to turn into multiply. So there's no way to stack these or make them more. What would happen if I blew up the board, took away all his countdown gems, and didn't move the pin bar? That would feel pretty good, right? Now, it did not fully recharge my red. If it did, it would be super busted, because then I could just infinitely deal damage and never move the pin bar. But let's see what happens if I run it one more time. Okay, here's the column break. Okay, no cascade that time, so that was nice. Let's hit the big 49 black gem move. I'm trying to watch the damage here as it comes in. I think that's the 5 million. So we're hitting harder. I think we're hitting harder, right? Because of the number of times we're able to refill these. I mean, it seems really fast. I don't know if it's necessarily faster than the first move set we tried out with the 2 black moves. All right, so the last move set we're going to look at is our move damage based move set, where we've got our purple moves that we're going to boost with our black move while we decrease what the opponent can do to us here. So we're going to start with the neck snap. It's a 1 MP charge move, right? And it's going to deal 143k damage and increase your purple moves damage by 50% for 1 turn. So that's going to bump up pretty substantially. It does not affect bonus damage. So then we're going to hit the lariat clothesline and decrease the damage of all our opponent's gems by 40% for 2 turns. And then we are going to try the short arm clothesline, and we're going to deal 683k damage and choose a 1x7 to swap into purple gems. That's going to reload our purple moves. That's going to allow us to, we'll see if we can buff that multiple times. That would be really great if we could. Okay, so we've switched up our skill plates as well for this black, purple, purple move set. We're trying out this month's one of the new MP plates, the corporate crown. When you break 3 or more purple gems, get 3 black move points. And I threw on a purple defensive stance. When you break 4 purple gems, 4 plus purple gems, decrease your opponent's gem damage by 80% for 1 turn. So we're going with a different plate setup, different strategy, try and move damage here. And let's see how far we get on the road against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. All right, let's hit it. We got our black neck snap move charged, 152k, and we're going to boost our purple moves. All right, so now we're at, what's this, 1.5 million, where it was at, what, 600,000 earlier? So let's decrease what Cody can do to us. And then let's, remember the corporate crown plate is loaded. So whenever I create this run of purple gems, it should fully charge our black move, which is only a 1 MP move. Oh, look at that, right? So now we can buff it again. Let's hit that buff. Now let's see what our purple moves go up to 200, right? So now we're at 2 million. I had to count it out. I was like 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 2 million. I was tempted to say 20 million, but I was like, that would be insane. So, this Louisiana public education has to slow down and read the numbers closely. But we just hit 2 million. Look at Cody's health has been declining. And this is really only our second turn. Hit that. That should be lights out because of the defensive stance plate. Yeah, Cody ain't kicking out. Do the Muscle Man dance.
Well, that was our look at The Fiend. No, Bray Wyatt, Muscle Man dance. Ooh.
Yeah, so he was the Fiend, but like an iteration of the Fiend, right? Or like a persona of Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
It's hard to know. I mean, other than a gimmick, we would say a gimmick, right? But like,
right.
Really, what was this iteration of Bray?
Right.
Other than a really fun one and a funny one. You and I have very different opinions on that match, that WrestleMania match with Cena, the Funhouse match. Tell us your thoughts and feelings on that match.
The Firefly Funhouse match, especially given the context of what was going on at the time, in the global scheme of things, was perhaps one of my favorite WrestleMania matches ever. Like, I loved the cinematic, the funniness, the humor, the way it played out. Like, it was legitimately perhaps one of my favorite matches still to this day.
It was avant-garde. It was an art piece, and I respect it for that. And they were able to do things during COVID with production that you would never see in another Mania, right? You don't have pre-produced matches at WrestleMania, right? On a multi-day live event. So I will honor your thoughts and feelings and opinion on that as a promo or as a segment. Tremendous. As a match, horrible. Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez level horrible. In the running for worst. Now I'm saying as a match in the running for worst Mania match of all time.
Wow. I would rank it probably top 3 for me.
And that's what makes our banter enjoyable, right? That we don't agree on everything. Now, I love Bray, and I love what he was trying to accomplish, and I love that. And we are we are going to get back to the gameplay, and we are going to talk about that. Yeah. Usually, we do this at the end of this segment. We might as well talk about it at the beginning, though. Was the Firefly Funhouse actually a personification of Bray's mind itself? Was it just was it a snapshot into what was actually happening in here? I
think so. Yeah. I think that was a part of it. You were in like the Funhouse mind.
Right. And that's where I can, like I said, avant-garde art piece. I can appreciate it. Creative expression, 10 out of 10. Surprising that Cena went along with it. Surprising that Cena allowed himself to be the butt of the joke. And like, that actually surprised me. So he must have a better sense of humor than we think. Well, how about gameplay, Lee?
Yeah. Well, so here's the trick. I literally worked so long yesterday. I barely, if any, got to play with Bray. So I get to ask you questions, Rusty, because this is the second to last or last character in the retro rewind here. There's one more weekend after this. So there's one more character coming.
I would anticipate. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was just saying I would anticipate either this is the last and the final week might be some one-off event or no I don't think there's going to be a fifth
There is.
rock
There's flash feuds.
but
So
is
there's
oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so I was wrong. There'd be one more.
Okay.
So where do you think this Bray Wyatt fits, not only as just a fighter, but as a Legends era striker? Which that one I can give some insight to, but I want to, what's your thought on where this Wyatt fits? How'd you
At
like
the
using him?
risk of overstating what I think is the obvious, everyone in the community has this Bray as a trial currently. So if you're watching
Right.
this in the future, right, we had a trial with him. Best legend, best legend striker, best striker in the game, potentially best superstar in the game.
Wow.
Now I say at the risk of what I think is overstating the obvious, like
Right.
I don't see any other current superstar having this level of attention to detail, power. Um, he is essentially wearing the escape artist plate in his moves, having a
Right.
sub reversal, which
Right.
is brilliant.
Insane.
I hope that
Yes.
is a feature that will come out in more superstars, but it's very unique and it's very
Yeah.
powerful. And then for the pin bar not to move,
Right.
I think that Uranagi alone warrants, this is probably the best move in the game on
Mm.
any superstar, and probably because it's attached to Bray, automatically makes him the number one.
Makes him number one. Yeah. So I have thoughts on those two things. So the only move set I used was the 3-minute move set that you produced for us. So
Hey,
yeah, that was it. That's all I had
not
time
only
to
am I a
play with.
content
That's all
creator,
I
I'm also an avid subscriber.
had. But yeah, the pin bar not moving, if you can reload that move, because it doesn't, blowing up the board isn't as big a deal without buffs or without multis or without something as it used to be. But if you could get that move to reload, so I used one of the plates where you break the black gems and you get red gems, or it creates red gems, but that doesn't go off to the end of your turn. So the plates are specifically designed so that you can't do that. However, if you were to run, you break black, you get red MP, and as long as you got one match, you could theoretically spam that over and over. But I don't know where your brain went on it. I know my brain went, okay, he destroys the entire board flawlessly between red and black gems over and over and over again. If there's ever a boss that requires black gems, red gems, this Bray is now the king. Like you want to break a
And
shield, boom, there you
right.
go.
And with multiply gems as well,
Yeah.
if they got a boost. So you mentioned the plate, right? The one that, what did it do? Red to black or black to red, one of those two
Yeah.
type plates. So this was the most difficult preview I think to make, not only for myself, but for other content creators, because so many plates work super, super effectively, right? And we
Okay.
don't want to just overwhelm the community. But you could do, and I think Goldie is even doing a series of plate videos on just Bray Wyatt. The Hulkamaniac plate is mind-blowing good.
Oh, wow. I
Because
wouldn't
you're
have thought.
turning your red and black gem damage, I mean, move damage at 200%, right? And
Plus your gem damage. Yeah.
you're not moving the pin bar. And so you're
Right.
doing it over and over. The last known survivor plate, the Viper Strike, and the ever elusive Seance plate, for anybody that would actually have that.
Yeah. Drip plate. Yeah,
Drip
there's
plate.
so many.
So, and I would say this, common plates and ultra rare plates alike
Right.
do really good things, black to red or red to black or red to red or black to black. It is a very supported archetype within this game.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to have the ultra mega rare stuff. You can go into it like if you got a plate out of the Rocky event, or if you just have a common Viper Strike plate, because that pin bar doesn't move And because you're able to, it does two iteration or two cycles of destroying the entire board, 49
Right.
gems. So
Yep.
you're going to get 49 gems times two, regardless of how you plate up or strap up this superstar.
Yep. And
I
because
think,
we're the last ones out the gate with this too, like I only looked at the one move set. I normally don't watch. I love watching all of the content creators' content.
yeah,
I try not to watch their previews if they get out the door before ours because I don't want them to influence us. However, now that we've already got it done, the move set that is the purple and black with the move damage.
yeah,
DJ Anon ZT did a video on that. 35 million turn one with a few
right.
trainers. I don't have the trainer because it's Striker KO. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's it. Like that, that's a great alternative move set right
Well,
there.
this blew me away as well. Is that purple black move set, which I thought it was kind of an afterthought. What it
Hmm.
did was it made this superstar relevant in two separate types of categorical damage. Like you can do
Mm,
ultra OP gem damage, or,
right,
and we don't know what's coming with 6-star gold. What
right.
if the move? So as we look at the move damage, it scales just as high,
Very
just
well.
as insane. And if you have this month's free plate, the corporate crown plate, whoa! I mean, and that was
Right.
a plate that probably is a
A
good
lot of
number in
people
the,
were able to get. Yeah.
yeah, a good number of the
Yep.
community will get or have gotten. um I think I have not loved a trial this much since Solo Sokoa is my
Wow.
bottom line. And he's
Wow.
been, I had so much fun with Solo, and I would have previously said, was in the old days of Champions, I think there was a partridge that you could win
Right.
an event and you could get a partridge in your inventory that
Yeah.
allowed you to pick any superstar to add to your
Right.
roster. I think Bray would be my partridge pick.
Wow.
Where previously Solo Sokoa would have been my partridge pick. So
Wow. Well, that's impressive. So yeah, if you watch this before his weekend debut contest, the question of should I be trying to go for Bray Wyatt is absolutely 100%. He is top tier and then some. I hope you enjoyed Rusty's gameplay preview on this. Let us know what you thought in the comments section. Like the video, subscribe to Champions Chat, and we'll see you next week for another preview. We don't know who it is. Who's it going to be? Woo, woo. See you later.